I'm this close to making this an anime channel. Welcome back, my people. Welcome back, my community. I hope you are all having a lovely morning. We are here to talk about that game yesterday between Manchester City and Arsenal. And I'm doing it the day after because I didn't want to react so emotionally after the game. I wanted to sleep on it, see how I feel in the morning, and really digest this match with a level head. Oh, as level a head as I can, because I'm always going to be emotional because it's my team and I support them. But just to try and be as objective as possible to really get into the game and what went wrong, how we performed, the players, everything, just to go through all of that. So yeah, let's deep dive into this match. So the lineup comes out and I was a bit shocked by the lineup. I was shocked that Mikel went with Eze on the left and Odegaard in the middle. Wasn't mad at it. We went through my players that I wanted to start, and a few of them were correct, and that was a bit of a head spinner. That what Mikel did with Eze on the left, Odegaard on the right. In the middle. Sorry. So I didn't really know what to make of it, and I just wanted to see, without judging it too much at first, I wanted to see how that 11 would play. And I think, from a lot of Guna's perspective, the first half, I think we played quite well. I think there was an intensity there. We went with the intention to make Manchester City uncomfortable. A lot of high pressing and just trying to pick them off. You know, we know that we can't battle them technically, but we can definitely overpower them physically. And I think that's what we saw a lot of in the first half. And that first goal, we're going to get into players, but that first goal scored by Cherki, moment of magic, moment of brilliance, a brilliant player. Gabriel could have done better. I feel like if Gabriel was in top form in this game, he may have been able to do better. But at the same time, we can't get away from the fact that that was just a great goal. Great bit of brilliance, great bit of skill from Cherki, and it's 1-0. And at that point, let me know how you feel about this, Gooners, but at that point, I kind of felt a bit hard done by because I felt like we were in the game. And I was like, right, here we go again. And I felt the worst as well, because I was like, we've worked really hard and we're now 1-0 down. And I was thinking, please just don't open the floodgates. Please, just don't. And 2 minutes later, Kai scores a goal, puts pressure on Donnarumma, who makes a terrible mistake. And it is 1-1. And I did celebrate that goal like you would not believe. Honestly, because I was like, oh my gosh, we're back in the game. And I feel like we handled and managed that first half very, very well. I think Kai did really well in the first half. I think him and Eze probably are two best players, especially attacking players in that first half. Kai had good link-up play, which is why I wanted him to start over Gyökeres for that specific reason, because he did do well. And Eze as well. Almost produced that moment of magic. I think that was in the second half though. But yeah, Kai did well. Him and Eze, I thought that were our best attacking players. Noni never really got into the game. Like, he had little moments here and there where I ran him past and got close to the box, and then Noni just did what Noni does. You know, his decision making is just not great in that final third. So yeah, I don't feel like he got into the game that much. I've seen a lot of people talking about Odegaard and that he should have come off for Eze. Let's get into the second half now, because I think the first half we did well. We did well to go in at half-time 1-1. But the second half is where champions are made. Champions are made or they're not. Let's get into the second half. So we come out 1-1, and we know how Manchester City like to come out in the second half. So I was expecting an absolute onslaught from the moment we came out, and that's exactly what we got. I think they hit the post once. It was kind of a mirror image, actually, because in the first half, they hit the post quite early on as well. Can't believe that didn't go in, by the way. I was like, what? I thought they'd scored already. Crazy they didn't go in. And then it was almost exact same thing in the second half. They scored. I mean, they almost scored, hit the post beginning of the second half, and I was like, right, here we go again. And maybe like the first 10 minutes, we did weather that storm quite well. But then we needed to make changes. And this is where I'm seeing a lot of people criticising Odegaard, saying he doesn't do enough, he just looks busy. And I get it to a certain extent. But at the same time, I understand what Odegaard is now. I understand his game. And I understand why he is so important to this team and how we play. Because he does just keep the ball. He is the controller of the game. That is what he is. And I think if he was to come off, it could have been worse if he did come off. So people say Odegaard should have come off and put Eze in the 10. I disagree. Let me know what you think. But I would have played Eze and Odegaard in the attacking midfield roles. Put Rice as a 6 and take Zubimendi off, because Zubimendi was not in the game. Like, he was just not in the game at all. So I would have taken him off earlier, kept Eze and Odegaard off on in those attacking midfield roles. And I think we might have seen a different game. And I'm going to get into players specifically, but just on Mikel Arteta, I think it's an absolute disgrace that Eze came off the pitch. Should have put that out there straight away. That game, from an Arsenal perspective, was calling for a moment of magic. And we almost saw that from Eze. But he hit the post. On another day, that hits the post and goes in. On this occasion, it hit the post and flew back out. But that's what that game needed, a moment of magic. And he's the only player on that pitch that could have produced that moment of magic. So it's an absolute disgrace that he came off. I cannot for the life of me understand why he brought Trossard on when Trossard hasn't done anything for 6 months. Like, literally. Trossard started the season so well as an impact sub. So well. But the last 6 months, he's been non-existent. I don't understand why he thought that was going to change in this game. So bringing Trossard on over Max Dowman, who is also a player that can produce a moment of magic. Borderline unforgivable. I understand the Ben White sub because Mascara was on a yellow. I understand that. And Ben White is better going forward and we need a goal. So completely understand that. But bringing on Trossard, leaving Max Dowman on, not bringing on Gyökeres sooner when we need a goal. Try something different. Put Kai and Gyökeres up top. Like, we needed to do something different. And Mikel Arteta showed, in my opinion, why we probably won't get over the line. Now, I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but it's hard as an Arsenal fan to watch what we watched yesterday and expect to get over the line this season. Now, I've had Arsenal fans, the positive Arsenal fans, saying we're still going to do it. There's still hope. We're going to win the league. And I've had the really negative Arsenal fans saying, that's it now. They're waving the white flag. That's it. We've bottled it. I'm an Arsenal fan that lies somewhere in between. And it is okay, Arsenal fans, to lie somewhere in between. I am leaning more towards the negative side, but I'm still not fully there. I'm like, just, this is the middle. I'm over this side. But I'm still not fully on the negative side because the league is not over yet. It's not done yet. But when we're going into our 4th season of seeing the same signs, it's difficult to predict a different outcome when the signs are all the same. So yes, the league is not done yet, but it's hard to stay positive when we've lost 4 out of our last 6 games, when before that we'd only lost 4 out of about 39 games. It's very hard to stay positive. So Arsenal fans, it's okay to lie somewhere in between, in the middle. Now, certain players to call out. The first one being Kai Havertz. I wanted him to start, so I'm not going to go in too much on the fact that he did start. I think he had a really good first half. But as the game went on, you saw him fading. We saw him fading in that second half, and he needed to come off. Either he needed to come off or he needed to not be the main man. He needed to bring on Gyökeres to help him and for him to help Gyökeres, because he was running around so much, exerting so much energy that he needed someone else to help him up there. So he either needed to put Gyökeres on earlier or take Kai off and put Gyökeres up there, just so that we have a target man at least. He then misses 2 big chances. And it was almost a copy of the Carabao Cup final. And it just so happens that it was also against City again. And yeah, I feel your pain, Arsenal fans. I feel your anger. I feel your pain in that moment. And the fact that Kai has missed so many big chances. And a lot of the positive Arsenal fans always say, oh, but he won Chelsea, the Champions League. Like, he does it in big moments. My question to you Arsenal fans that have been saying that is, when has he ever done that for Arsenal when it mattered? Because yesterday was a must-win game for us. When it mattered, he didn't put that chance away. There's been countless times over the last 4 years where we needed to win the game and Kai has fluffed his chances. I don't want to hear about that Chelsea Champions League final anymore. I really don't, because that in itself now is looking like an anomaly. That is looking like an anomaly. We can't trust Kai in big games. And that signing, which I've heard a lot of people say, will probably be the end of Mikel. That is what will get him fired, is that Kai Havertz, along with a few other signings sprinkled in there like Noni, and decisions like sending Ethan Nwaneri out on loan, not playing Miles Lewis-Skelly. These are all decisions that are probably going to lead to his downfall at Arsenal, which is sad to say because I do want Mikel to win. I have backed Mikel, but sometimes you just have to look and see for yourself at what is actually going on. And I think the players are definitely good enough to win this league. I'm just questioning whether Mikel is at this point, and it's looking very likely that he's not going to be good enough to win this league. And yes, we're still the Champions League, but you can't put all your bets on the Champions League. We've never won it for one, and you just can't predict the Champions League. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know if I trust Mikel in a one-off game. I just don't, because his decision-making in big games is not good. So, yeah, I understand the pessimistic Arsenal fans, I really do. Another player I want to highlight is Big Gabby. Did not have a good game. Probably should have done better on the goal, as I said, for Cherki's goal, the first goal. However, it was a moment of magic and brilliance from Cherki, and we can't take that away from him. But probably should have done better. And then him losing his head with Haaland towards the end, it just wasn't needed. It wasn't needed, you know, and he should have been sent off. That should have been a red card. We have seen red cards given for less, so he is extremely lucky that he didn't get sent off. And I think he just lost his head throughout the whole game, I'm not going to lie. And it's a shame. I'm seeing Arsenal fans say we need to sell Gabriel in the summer. I'm like, that's insane. Like, Big Gabby had a bad game, but I'm not going to go far as to say we need to sell him. I'm sorry. He's still been one of our best centre-backs and players this season. Forget centre-backs, one of our best players. So, yeah, Big Gabby, I definitely wouldn't sell him in the summer. But it is fair to criticise him for the game yesterday because he had a bad game. So, yeah, all in all, the performance wasn't bad. I think it's one of the best performances we've put in for a long time. However, yesterday wasn't about a performance per se. We just needed to win. Or at the most, not lose. and playing well and not getting either of those, it's disheartening. It is. And today I just feel deflated. I can't lie to you. I feel very deflated. I feel sad for the Arsenal fans. I feel sad for the Arsenal players. I don't know how much more failure they can take. I don't know how much more we can take as a fan base. But yeah, it was not good. Not a good result. Probably the worst result out of the 3 results that it could have been. So yeah, it's looking quite bleak at the moment. To try and end on a bit of a positive, I'm expecting Manchester City to beat Burnley midweek as their game in hand, so we will be level on points and they probably will go top of the league on goal difference. Let's just prepare ourselves for that, Arsenal fans. It then becomes a straight shootout between us and Manchester City. We still can win the league. We still can. I still hope that we do. Even though I'm quite pessimistic at this point, I still hope that we do win the league. But it is going to be a straight shootout and it's going to be about who blinks first. And right now, you can say Arsenal look like the likelier team to blink first. So, let me know what you think. How are you feeling, Gooners? How are you feeling? Are you still hopeful that we can win the league or bring home some form of silverware this season? What are your thoughts on Mikel Arteta and his decision making in the game yesterday? What are your thoughts on the game yesterday? Would you have kept Eze on? Would you have brought on Trossard? What are your thoughts on not bringing on Max Dowman? And how do you see this title race going? Because this is a proper race now. Like, we're going to be level on points, so this is what you call a proper race in the running. How do you see it going? How do you see Arsenal doing? But yeah, as always, please like, share and subscribe on your way out. We are almost at 50. I think I'm 1 away from 50. So please, someone, just give me that 1 more subscription so that I can get to 50, please. And then we'll be on the road to 60. We're getting there, people. We are getting there. But yeah, please like, share and subscribe. And comment down below your thoughts on the game. And I will see you again soon. Peace.